Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BBG and Diablo Immortals. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, but I'm just going to get straight into this video itself. It's not going to be positive, and I honestly never thought I would ever make a video like this that would ever compare the pay-to-win aspects of Immortal Taoists to any other game, because that is easily the most, and I do mean the most pay-to-win game I've ever played before this one, Immortal Taoist. And for those of you that know me, obviously, I played Immortal Taoist a lot free to play, and the point of it is that I can be as strong as the whales eventually. Late game, the power gap closes, and you can actually compete with whales. Like, I'm first in my server more often than not, and I haven't spent money to do that. But this game, holy shit! I'm not going to regurgitate all the stuff that I'm sure you all know, like 100 grand to max out a character, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to bother with that, you know. I'm just going to talk about the pay to win aspects and like the comparison between a pay to win game and whatever this is. Oh, like if you pay money in a mobile game, and I come from a time before, that makes me sound really old, which is just hilarious considering my YouTube name, actually. I come from a time where, we had flip phones in school and there weren't games to pay money on, basically. But any games that did allow you to pay money, at the very least, you knew exactly what you were buying. It was spend X, receive Y. That's how it worked, and that's how most pay to win games function. You buy a pack that you like, and you get that. You get exactly that. And it's like, looking through this, and I see the way they're fucking wording it too. It's like it's not pay to win because gems aren't gear. That's what they're saying, and it's, look at this. You're telling me something that overlays my gear is not part of gear. I mean, you are taking the piss. First of all, developers, you just straight up taking the piss. But the worst part is that it really can't be called pay to win because you're paying to gamble on something that you might need. You need certain amount of gems and you can't buy certain gems. You've got to buy the item that allows you to get a chance to receive a gem, basically. And it might not even be the gem you need. That's why the estimates range from like 100 grand to max to like $1 million to max, depending on how unlucky you are. There was some streamer who spent 4 grand and yet to see a 5-star gem. Imagine that. Imagine being that person. It's fucking crazy. Enter. Fuck. Holy shit. And, I come from the perspective that I don't pay money on mobile games. I just don't. And, people come at me with the argument that, yeah, but you're playing it and you're normalizing the pay to win aspects of it. And it's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You can enjoy a game without doing anything to do with pay to win. That's a fact. Okay? That's first of all just a fact. And that's probably what this game is relying on. That and taking advantage of the nostalgia of Diablo, of course. Like, I am Paragon 1. I have been playing this game a bit, and free to play, that's something else. You don't get much, You do not get much in terms of loot, because I don't use the crests, I don't use legendary crests, I don't use any of the buffs, or if there is even any buffs, I don't know. The pay to win runs deep in this game, runs very deep. But the point is, it's impossible for free to play to compete, and that's the key. That's the key takeaway here. Like, I know for a fact I'm only going to play this up to like maybe Paragon 10, and this is the first time I'm playing it solo. Like, I've just been playing with my friends before that because we were all Diablo fans, and that's really what they're banking on. They're hoping that you get addicted to this because you're a Diablo fan and then start paying money weekly, basically, in order to stay in the leaderboards, so to speak. And that's something that we've never been big pay to win people. Me and my friends, we don't do that. We just enjoy a game until it's like, yep, there's the paywall, bye, and we leave. But for this, I really had to I just had to compare it. Like, Immortal Towers was the most pay-to-win game I've ever seen, but at least when you buy a pack there, no matter how overpriced I think they are, you get exactly what you're paying for. You want one of the best, servants, aka, mobs in the game that you control, for those that don't play Immortal Towers, you pay X amount and you get it. You get it. That's it. You got it. You have it now. You don't have to do anything else. If you want that servant to be as strong as possible, yeah, you got to keep paying and, all that shit. but at least when you pay, you get what you pay for. You know, that's it. That's all I care about in terms of people paying to win. And as a free-to-play, I expect to be able to catch up to them eventually, at least. You know, eventually, I'd like to be able to catch up to them. And I've been playing Mortal Towers for 2 years now. That is a long time, okay? That's a long time for this kind of game, and I am very high level, and I am very strong. And that's awesome. You know, that means, you know, yeah, okay, I can compete with people who paid lots of money. And the reason I could do that is because, and I don't think people have considered this aspect yet, but if you've been around long enough, as I said, I've been around since the flip phone days. That in school, we all had flip phones. You know, that makes me sound so fucking old. I'm only 27, all right, first of all. But that makes me sound old. But one thing people haven't really talked about is that inevitably whales quit before the free-to-play do. I've noticed that more than anything else in any pay-to-win game ever, you know, that I played for an extensive period of time. The whales always quit. All those except the most dedicated. So if you're a whale and you play as much as a free-to-play, chances are you won't quit as easily as someone who just pays money, comes on for 10 minutes, and then logs off. I've seen it so many times, it's ridiculous. And that's another thing. If you paid money and you quit, in this game, as a free-to-play, you still can't catch up, man. They reckon it's like 8 to 10 years before you'll max a character in free-to-play. And honestly, I think that's really fucking generous. Because $20, you pay $20 on a Rift, you're getting enough legendary gems that a free-to-play wouldn't see in 6 months. And that's one Rift. It's like, you just can't. I'm honestly surprised that when I go into my menu, I don't see a top-up leaderboard. I don't get to see who spent the most so that everyone can heap praise on them, yada, yada, yada. I am just surprised that there isn't a top-up leaderboard. That is actually stunning to me. And on top of that, I'm surprised there's not a Discord with special roles for those who've spent a certain amount of money on this game. That probably exists somewhere, probably not in the English language. You know, and that's another thing. Aside from them actually focusing on people who fucking love the loot box life, and I'm not even going to mention that it's been banned in several countries for the loot box aspects, but for those who are basically playing this game I cannot aim this for shit, my God. It's really not just those people it's aiming at, you know. I think it was something like, for the Asian countries, they spent about $14 billion on mobile gaming in 2015. And you think that's gone down? You know, since then, it hasn't. It's gone up. It's gone nothing but up. And that's really where this focus is on. Because there's really a cultural aspect of spending money in places like that. I can spend this amount because I have this amount of disposable income. You know, it's sort of a flex and more of an indicator of success, I guess. And that's another thing that they're banking on. And their player base is a lot bigger than any Western player base. It doesn't even matter, you know, how you want to split that. It is in no way the same size. They are larger, therefore... Oh, is that a goblin? Kill it! Nice. Absolutely fuck all. Standard. Shame I can't throw a crest at the goblin. Haha! But they're gonna keep paying. They don't care what we say. It's not, they don't care, you know? So this isn't gonna change in any amount of time. It's just not. Where am I going? Fucking hell, I'm getting lost. And I have to say, this is just purely because of the blowback of this game, that, you know, the effect this game has had. If you're out here flexing high gem levels in a Western country, don't expect praise, man. You know, don't expect praise. You will get ridiculed. And maybe you won't get ridiculed if you're a big ass streamer who's supposedly doing it to prove how pay to win it is. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. It's obvious how pay to win it is. You're not going to get whatever you're trying to get out of it by saying, yeah, look at my rank 5 gem, bloody yada, 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 yada. That is not going to go down well with other people. Like, that goes especially double if you're not a Diablo fan and you come into this game not being a Diablo fan but still paying money. You're going to get laughed at. I'll laugh at you. Like, frankly speaking, That's just the way it is. If you're coming into this for a good time with friends like I am, this is a fun game, okay? Straight up, it's a fun game. And with friends, it's even funner. Just don't ever, ever, ever expect to do anything that is worthy of any kind of leaderboards. Ever. Ever. Okay? Because you're not. This is actually my first hell dungeon, to be honest with you. Not that it matters, because I'm not going to get anything from it, which is just standard. I might get a tourmaline. That'd be alright. A whole tourmaline. Watch out. The worst part is the more I play this game like this and the further I get into Paragon, the worse I feel about it, because it's like you play a game for long enough, you want to be like, yeah, I'm strong. You want to be able to feel like you've done something. And the reality here is that no matter how much you play free to play, you're never going to feel strong on anything. You're just not. Someone can come in on the first day, pay $100, and they'll be better than you. Hey, look, I got an aquamarine. They'll be better than you in the first day. Like, then you've been playing for like a good month. Wow, I got a second gem. Whoa, watch out. And bear in mind, those gems are not the legendary gems that, are actually good. Oh, I didn't finish this before I went to that bloody hidden lair. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I don't want to make this too long. It's really just final parting things. I got no issues with pay to win games. Like, obviously not. I've played one for 2 years now without even paying, which is solid in my opinion. I'm just mad about the fact that you can't buy exactly what you want. If gems are going to be this complex to level up to max, then just allow someone to outright buy it. Be fucking honest. You want a legendary gem? You want a max legendary gem? Yeah, mate, that's going to run you $7,000 outright. Please, cash in bank, thank you, goodbye. You're going to have to explain to your bank why the fuck you're spending $7,000 on a piece of shit gem, but at least that's honest. Ugh. I'm over this. I'm out. I just really needed to get this out there. Oh my god. Alright. As always, have a great day.